And ladies and gentlemen, game number 2 of Resin versus BONKZ. Resin versus BONKZ. I don't know which it is, my apologies. For the side of BONKZ, we got Yuyang, Gearing, Daring, Gearing, Brisbane, Moskva, Brisbane, Montana. For the side of Resin, we have Gearing, Ragnar, Daring, Moskva, Minnow, Brisbane, Ohio, and Vermont. So we'll see how these teams spread out. I mean, obviously, with that win, BONKZ is in the driver's seat. They have 2 shots, and this is their map pick to win the game. Now, as we watch in here, BONKZ with a bit of a harder push to A. I mean, it's a fairly balanced push. Looks like Montana's going to sit mid. They're going to send 4 to A, 3 to C. Ragnar, Daring of Resin are in place and ready to smash the Daring. If the Daring of BONKZ is not careful. Other than that, looks like a fairly even split for both teams. Let's watch these shots in, though, as they come in. On to Moskva. Shots are going to miss. Shots miss. Keep an eye out here. Now, Daring of Mad Dog backing himself into the Kappa B. Admiral Tester spot again. Already down to 53k, down to 50k. So losing 20,000 health early on does not feel good. Shots are in here onto Feva. Feva in the Ohio. He's not spotted right now. Shots are in. They do get the Citadel with the Montana, and that's a 14k chunk right off of Feva. And that'll start to balance it back in favor of BONKZ for the second. But that first cap is taken as expected by the side of Resin. And so the Daring is now spotted. He's going to dive back. He takes about 7k. Optical gets out with his life. But that is a major break there, honestly, for BONKZ, that he gets out with only that much damage. He pops the heal back up to 19k. They know now that the Ragnar and the Daring of Resin are there. Admiral Tester has got himself into a much more protected spot. But is it protected enough? Yes, it is. He will not take those torps. Radar out from the Brisbane. That's going to spot the Gearing and the Brisbane. Here comes the counter radar from Peyton. Might be a weeb. Where do the shot line choices go? Oh, and Ocean takes a torp. He can't quite dodge that one. Takes about 12k in damage there. And the Brisbane of Payton might be a weep says, you know what? How about I take a torp just to be fair? So they each take a torp. Both them down to about 35k. Last shots in on the Yu Yang as he goes dark. Knocks him down to 19-4. So as we look at this game, I mean, right now Resin's building the lead. They're up 80 points and climbing. Nobody else is at near cap yet. The Yu Yang is about to back in, but that'll still be significant time. And the bigger problem is that the gearing of Resin is in prime position to take A for free. And so if they take A for free, that's a big advantage. And he should, like, even with the Brisbane radar, the issue is that there's this giant-ass island in the way. And Freiss should have a clean take here on A. That'll counter the take of C and mean that the lead will still grow for the side of Resin. And so A is taken, B is taken. It's a 130 point lead in climbing. The health is fairly similar. Slight 10k advantage for the side of Rosin, but at this stage when both teams have almost 400,000 health, that's not that major yet. Gearing of Todd Howard's really hurting, down to 10,301. Gonna have to keep an eye on that. And so, my thoughts here as we move forward. I'm still in favor of this position for Resin right now. What I am interested in watching is this looks like a lot quicker adapt than Resin right now. Ying and Daring there. You can push the Moskva forward. Yes, he's got to watch the Vermont, but he has the radar ready. You can push him forward to try to provide that extra edge. Ragnar versus Yu Yang, because that's the difference there, feels a lot better for the Ragnar, but they both have radar. So keep an eye out here, because I think we're about to see some aggressiveness here. There's the radar. It will immediately spot the Daring. Daring is in on an island. He's going to take damage, but he's got the broadside of the Ragnar. Daring is losing that fight right now. Here comes the radar from the Moskva. The Daring of Mad Dog down to 15-7. Watches more shells come in here. We're going to go a little bit wider zoom. Optical really losing that fight. He's trying to get out. He's got the heal going, but it's going to be very tight. Shots are in. They get the gearing of Todd Howard, and they're about to get Optical X. Optical X does not have a heal. That's 2 kills. Resin gets 2 quick kills right in there. And major advantage for them and disaster strikes for BONKZ. To not only lose the Daring over here, but to also lose the gearing right here, that is absolutely brutal. And 400 points in climbing for the side of Rosin. Now, the gearing of Freiss has been knocked down to 3,300 in that fight. Overall health is still only 10,000. Different. But that kill, those kills are a major disadvantage. Shots in and over the island. 17k on Elgar, the Smoke Hider. It's not enough to kill, but it does start to preside another target and focus opportunity. Admiral Tester and Obi-Wan Kenobi now moving forward. Ragnar does not have radar. Moskva not shooting yet. There's the shots. They're going to get the shots out on Mad Dog. It'll be one salvo. Shots are in. It's about 1,300 damage. Yu Yang now in B. That'll buy a little bit of time, but it won't be enough to flip it by itself. They'll need access to A. And keep an eye out. That Brisbane has the radar ready, but he hasn't used it yet. Looks like he's about to take a torp. He does take a torp, ladies and gentlemen. And those minnow gearing torp combinations down there. Absolutely doing work. And uh-oh. I don't know if he's got the dodge in time on these. He does not, and now the Moskva down to 12,000. Those two torps just hit by the skin of their teeth, but that's a Moskva at 12,000. He does have heals left. That is a potential kill for the side of BONKZ, but right now Resin doing their best to close this game out. And now Resin's built their health lead up to 20k. There's the radar. They can see the Moskva. They know he's low, but they just don't have shots on him. Oh! And the Brisbane gets deleted by Feva G. That's a third kill for the side of Resin. They are now up 3 ships to none. They are up on points by almost 500. And it's desperation time if you're the side of BONKZ. You can see the push coming here. Montana moving through. Gearing moving through. Watch the shots in onto this Vermont. Shots in 20k, but he's got the shots out on the Moskva. How much those shells look decent. Gets 20k back on the Moskva in return. Here's the stop of A. This is buying time, which is right now what the side of BONKZ desperately needs. But do they have the ability to hold out? The Yu Yang's moving across. But Merca is down to 22,000 health. They're going to put the heal up here in a split second. He's on DCP. And he is in a world of hurt. Brisbane up here on the flank. He's liable to go down right here. He spots the enemy Brisbane. Shots are in. Ocean very close to going down. He's making sure he wiggles and dumps his torps as he goes. He knows he can't get dark, and as soon as that's down, he's no longer going to spot. Peyton might be a weeb. Peyton might be a weeb, though. Is down to 8,400. Forced to use the DCP. And they get the Montana of America on the other side. They managed to finish him. And ladies and gentlemen, it's now just a minute 45 to victory. Shells in on the Ohio. Oh, the Brisbane fight. They get a chunk on Feva, but that's not enough when the Brisbane loses over here, ladies and gentlemen. 30 points. 1 kill is all that separates, and Obi-Wan Kenobi's gonna be that kill. He cuts out here. He tries to dump off the torps, but it won't matter. It's gonna be too little, too late. He goes down, and ladies and gentlemen, the team of Resin will win this map, and they're sending us to game 3. And so our third and final map, ladies and gentlemen, will be Land of Fire. Let's go look at Land of Fire.